The end comes for baby Teresa, the infant born without a brain. The legal and ethical debate goes on. New charges that the government is not properly inspecting the meat and poultry you eat. Also, Eye on America. Tonight, Biosphere 2. What in the world is going on in there? This is the CBS Evening News. Good evening. Dan Rather reporting. The infant known as baby Teresa died today in a Florida hospital. Surviving her are difficult and painful questions of law and ethics. Correspondent Juan Vasquez is covering the story.
Baby Teresa, born without a brain and hardly able to breathe on her own, finally died in her mother's arms this afternoon. She lived only 10 days, but in her brief life, she sparked a profound debate about ultimate issues of life and death.
She gave me a lot of strength, a lot of knowledge, a lot of courage.
Doctors say 2 babies in every 1,000 are born without a brain, but that is not what this infant will be remembered for. Her parents fought to have her declared legally dead so her organs could be donated to save other children. But because she was born with a brain stem that allowed her to breathe, the courts considered her a living person, not eligible to have her organs removed for transplant, and she became the focus of an effort to have the law changed.
The issue that the family bringing up is whether or not the medical community and the legal community is all willing to agree that a patient who's born without the cerebrum, but just with a brain stem, is clinically dead or not.
At the nearby University of Miami Organ Bank, officials track potential donors and recipients.
There's probably about 9,000 patients here waiting.
What's most important, experts here say, is Teresa raised awareness about the 24,000 Americans awaiting transplant.
Is that families should be more aware of transplantation, of brain death, what it means to be brain dead, and hopefully consider organ donation very seriously after they've lost a loved one.
Because the law protected Teresa and kept her alive, her organs deteriorated. Only the corneas might be saved for transplant. But even before she died, her family found consolation in that.
Even if it's the eyes, a gift of sight is very precious. And that alone is enough right there, because she's done her part.
Late this afternoon, the Florida Supreme Court finally agreed to hear the family's appeal to have the baby pronounced legally dead. Ironically, their decision came about the same time as baby Teresa's heart finally stopped. Juan Vasquez, CBS News, Miami.
It turns out that the federal government's seal of approval on the meat and poultry you buy may not mean as much as you think. Who says so? The Agriculture Department itself, in a report that was supposed to be secret, a report the public wasn't supposed to see. But CBS News correspondent Bruce Morton did see it, and here's his report.
This woman and millions of other Americans buy meat and poultry inspected by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The poultry is government-stamped wholesome. Is it?
Every single package says wholesome. United States Department of Agriculture says this meat and poultry is wholesome. It's a lie.
The Agriculture Department commissioned a report meant to be confidential but leaked all over Washington, which says the Food Safety and Inspection Service, which inspects all meat and poultry, has lost sight of a clear-cut and widely agreed-upon mission, together with strategies, goals, and plans for carrying out that mission. The current poultry slaughter system, the report says, is deficient from a public health viewpoint.
They're inspecting food like the old days, not looking for the microbiological and chemical contaminants that could cause serious risk for consumers.
Critics say the service should be checking bacteria counts, establishing standards for things like salmonella, and that the National Academy of Sciences has been recommending these changes since 1985. The agency's new head promises another study.
First, you have to find out what the hazards are. You have to quantitate those hazards, and that's what we intend to do with this survey. Second, you have to do the risk assessment, and that should take some time. Then you have to develop systems to manage that risk. Then you may eventually get to a point where you develop guidelines or criteria.
Industry spokesmen say meat and poultry are thoroughly inspected, the safest in the world.
Most of the foodborne illness that we do have occurs because of improper cooking and handling, not because of inspection problems.
Critics say the Agriculture Department doesn't want bacteria standards because the industry doesn't want them.
For 20 years, the department has said, we don't want to set standards for bacterial contamination, the public should understand that chicken is contaminated.
How much bacteria is on meat and poultry? We don't know. Will the inspection service introduce bacteria standards? Maybe. Later on. Bruce Morton, CBS News, Washington.
President Bush says he will announce this week another new package of economic aid to Russia and other former Soviet republics. Mr. Bush has been criticized by Republicans and Democrats for not doing enough to help the former communist superpower switch to democracy and a free market system. A United Nations study estimates that unemployment in Russia could reach an official 16% this year as state-run businesses shut down or lay off workers. With no more guarantees from the government, correspondent Anthony Mason reports Russians are taking to the streets to survive.
Dawn in Moscow, and a lonely retired policeman lugs his crate into position. Downtown and across from the Bolshoi Theater, Victor sets up shop. For sale, a few watches, a hairdryer, the profits to supplement his pitiful $2 monthly pension. I hate this, he says, but how else am I supposed to survive? Victor is not alone for long. Every morning now in the center of Moscow, thousands, tens of thousands, bring their goods and stake their ground on a stretch of sidewalk that begins across from the KGB building and turns the corner at the Bolshoi.
In the past few weeks, this street, once named for Karl Marx, has been transformed into a quarter-mile boulevard of raw, unregulated capitalism. In effect, a black market with the government's blessing.
The Soviet Union never saw such a supermarket. Imported shoes, chandeliers, they may not be crystal, but the crystal is. I buy dollars and Deutschmarks, the sign says. It's illegal, and he knows it. But on the edge of it all, in their mobile headquarters, the police have been told to sit tight. It's disorderly, it's unhealthy, the sergeant complains. But his orders are to leave the market alone. Selling sports shoes out of your car would have been a crime under communism. But Yena, a mother of three, says, I'm solving my own problems. That's what everybody here is doing. Like Yuri doing a brisk business in umbrellas. I never made more than 300 rubles a month as a driver, he says. Here he makes that much in a day. Russia's new leaders insist this chaos is the first step towards mature capitalism.
Now it's very, very difficult to change anything.
And watching the cleanup after one day of street capitalism will convince you the change here is a messy business. Anthony Mason, CBS News, Moscow.
Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, cashing in guns, an answer to high crime or just a shot in the dark? And the cartoon that could make history tonight.
Just as sure as the sun will rise.
New American cuisine from Le Menu, I love it. Le white meat, le muffin, le glazes, le spice, le style, le smile, le salsa with rice, le tangy, le trendy, le let me suggest. New American cuisine, Le Menu, the best. The great combinations, the grilled with the care, the new way of eating with savoir-faire. The turkey, the sirloin, woo, I'm impressed. New American cuisine, Le Menu, the best. Woo-hoo.
No matter how good you feel, you can still benefit from whole grain nutrition. But of these leading cereals, only Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain. So no matter what you're shooting for, better get your whole grain.
I bet eat my Wheaties.
New York today became the latest city to add anti-gun education to the public school curriculum, from kindergarten right up through high school. Miami and Los Angeles have similar programs. Some school systems are trying to get guns out of the classroom by offering their owners hard cash. Jacqueline Adams has more about that.
There's an epidemic ravaging U.S. cities, an epidemic of violence. The carnage can be seen every night on the local news.
Numerous shots rang out at this Minneapolis duplex, striking.
The gunman pulled off 2 shots, and the Jefferson High School student lay dying in the school hallway.
Ho's first customer came in and shot him.
We have one gun for every man, woman, and child in the country.
Increasingly, young people are using those guns.
There are kids that are scared. They do carry them for protection. A lot of kids feel I'd rather be caught with it than be without it.
In desperation, city officials from San Francisco to Brooklyn to Philadelphia have tried to convince teenagers especially to turn in their guns by offering cash bounties.
$50, here's your receipt. All right.
In Minneapolis, the effort was so successful that funds dried up in less than a week. 5,000 handguns, sawed-off shotguns, and rifles were turned in for $50 each.
Tell the kids that you work with about the Drop Your Guns program. No questions asked.
After raising another $50,000, county officials resumed the program, and this time aimed it at local schools.
Guy doesn't have to carry a gun to be macho. Doesn't make you any bigger, or any stronger, or any smarter. Guns are dangerous items.
But not everyone thinks gun amnesty programs are worth the money. Critics complain that people with old guns, worthless guns, gun dealers are turning in their weapons largely for the cash, while teenagers and criminals are holding on to theirs.
All I know is that somebody was willing to give me $50 for a gun that was worth $6.
If they got a gun, they ain't gonna turn in for no $50. They're not gonna turn it in. Especially not no gang member.
The people who are going to kill are not going to give you their guns in the gun amnesty program. I think we have to face that fact and use the enforcement strategies that we've been using against drugs and start focusing in a police-directed war on guns in America.
Supporters, however, say gun amnesty is at least a start, a sign to parents and the teenagers who carry guns that someone, someplace, cares. Jacqueline Adams, CBS News, Minneapolis.
One of the most infamous handguns in American history may be about to disappear forever. The pistol used by Jack Ruby to kill Lee Harvey Oswald, alleged assassin of President John Kennedy, is in the hands of U.S. Capitol Police tonight. The unloaded gun was seized over the weekend from a sightseer who said he's a representative of the gun's owner. District of Columbia policy is for seized weapons to be destroyed. The owner has asked a judge to order this gun returned to him. There's more CBS News straight ahead. Next up, the man behind the Willie Horton ad is back, ready to go to work for the Bush Quail ticket.
We Americans have some very particular ideas of what we want in our cars and trucks.
I feel like the car's like wrapped around.
One company gets input from customers at every stage of new product development to find out exactly what they're looking for. That may be why 5 of the top 10 selling vehicles in America are built by the same company, Ford Motor Company.
With your help, our quality gets better all the time.
Ford Motor Company. Quality is job one.
It's working.
It's working.
Where do you want to be in 20 years?
Well, my father worked for the same company for 39 years. He got 2 weeks vacation, but we never traveled far. He was saving to put 3 kids through college. At 65, he retired. At 67, he died. How can I invest so that after my kids graduate, I can enjoy the second half of my life?
You can get there from here with Shearson Lehman Brothers.
The real problem with heartburn isn't putting it out, it's keeping it out. Introducing new Maalox Heartburn Relief Formula. It doesn't just stop the burning, it actually helps keep it from coming back. New Maalox Heartburn Relief Formula. It could start in your office, in your home, over lunch. But now, wherever heartburn starts, this is where it ends. Introducing new Maalox Heartburn Relief Formula. No ordinary antacid works like this one to put out heartburn.
Sunken treasure beyond your wildest dreams. All you have to do is find it. Join the treasure hunt on 48 Hours Wednesday.
Wildcard presidential candidate possibility H. Ross Perot named a temporary running mate today. He's James Stockdale, retired U.S. Navy admiral and former Vietnam POW. Texas billionaire Perot says he will run if supporters can put his name on the ballot in all 50 states. Many states require that a running mate also be listed. If he actually runs, Perot says Stockdale likely will be replaced as his running mate on the ticket. Get ready for more negative advertising in the presidential campaign. The whole campaign may be about to get a lot dirtier. The man behind the ad that helped destroy Michael Dukakis in 1988 said today he's preparing a new assault on Bill Clinton. Bill Plant is at the White House.
If you liked the 1988 presidential campaign, you're going to love 1992.
Dukakis not only opposes the death penalty, he allowed first-degree murderers to have weekend passes from prison. One was Willie Horton.
Floyd Brown is back. Brown heads the Conservative Political Action Committee, which paid for the Willie Horton ad. And just like 4 years ago, he can't wait to help George Bush, especially if his opponent is Bill Clinton.
Every time I pick up the morning newspaper, I feel like a kid in a candy store. The fact is that he is just very vulnerable.
Brown says he will raise $10 million to make what he calls comparative ads for the 92 campaign. He says there is no connection with the Bush campaign. The White House was alarmed enough to send Assistant Press Secretary Judy Smith door-to-door in the press room today to disavow Brown's committee and demand that he stop soliciting funds. They may be a little sensitive at the White House because of what happened in 1988. One man who worked on the Horton ad was working at the same time for the official Bush campaign. The producer of the Horton spot had previously worked for Bush media advisor Roger Ailes. And this time around, Democrats don't buy the idea that there's no connection.
I would bet there's not a viewer tonight who believes that this isn't connected to George Bush and his effort to win re-election.
Bill Clinton wasn't buying it either.
George Bush said on David Frost that he would do anything to win. I'm getting sick and tired of people who are too weak-kneed to take him on.
In case there's any doubt about what kind of campaign lies ahead, a senior official said today that the president will make family values a key campaign issue, but that he won't be doing any ads attacking Clinton's character. No, said the official, the president will let others do that. Bill Plant, CBS News, the White House.
Coming up next, Eye on America. Tonight, Biosphere 2. Is it science or science fiction?
Why should you change phone companies when you're perfectly happy with the one you've got? Sprint spokesperson. Volume discounts. So if you call a lot, it would be nuts to use anyone else. You have relatives in over 180 countries. Sprint lets you call them all direct. Phone cards, even in Braille. Sprint didn't go down and leave a kabillion people stranded. Call now and you'll even get 100 minutes free. How many more reasons do you need?
Check it out. Check it out. It's starting to snow.
Besides a powerful V6 engine and a gripping new suspension, the Isuzu Trooper has been thoughtfully redesigned.
Let me see that hand.
To include a tiny little knob.
We're four-wheeling now, buddy.
To make everything right in the world again.
Your breakfast, sir. This new Kellogg's Frosted Bran is quite sensible. Crispy flakes with whole wheat and bran, slightly frosted for a taste that's delicious. I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I love it. And new Kellogg's Frosted Bran has less sugar than you'd imagine, but the taste, it's out of...
We've got to stop serving this. New Kellogg's Frosted Bran, wildly delicious, sensibly good.
I'm Harry Smith.
And I'm Paula Zahn. You depended on them while you were growing up. Now they need you.
How to take care of your elderly parents at home tomorrow on CBS This Morning Breakfast for your head.
It's been 6 months now since 4 men and 4 women entered that high-tech greenhouse known as, quote, Biosphere 2. Promoters call it a scientific wonder. Critics wonder, what's really going on? Bob Faw takes a look in tonight's Eye on America.
Welcome to Biosphere 2, perhaps the most ambitious and complex scientific experiment ever envisioned.
Or so they claimed as the 8 Biospherians were sealed inside a huge glass box in the Arizona desert. Nothing could enter, no air, no water, nothing, we were told, as Biospherians raise their own food and develop technologies for man to live on other planets. And to hear them tell it, they are.
Given the complexity and the innovations of a lot of the systems in Biosphere 2, what's been remarkable is how little trouble we've had, how reliable everything has been operating.
But with no fanfare, Biosphere 2 stockpiled lots of food beforehand. And after this was supposedly sealed tight, fresh air was not only pumped in, scrubbers were secretly brought in to keep the air clean. And when Biospherian Jane Pointer had to leave for medical reasons, and hustled back with a ditty bag stuffed with supplies, critics cried foul.
The argument here is not whether the public is being ripped off. There is no government money involved. This is a private business venture. The argument is whether the public is being hoodwinked.
They welcomed me with open arms.
But when the man hired by Biosphere 2 to make a documentary began to notice certain things, Biosphere slammed the door shut.
For instance, dead hummingbirds. An interesting thing. Why did the hummingbirds die? But as soon as I picked up my camera to get a shot of them, a Biospherean stepped in front of me, blocked the lens, and said, "No dead things."
Environmentally sound? Don't tell that to the project's original architect.
They could cool half the University of Arizona with the air conditioning required to cool this glass box in the middle of Arizona, in the hottest place in the country.
And there is a cheaper, more ecologically sound way to cool that structure.
Oh, yes. They wouldn't even use solar power.
Well, I'd like to say there's absolutely no fraud at the Biosphere.
But there absolutely are questions about the credentials of project director Margaret Augustine, who claims a degree in architecture from something called the Institute of Ecotechnics in London. Located in an art gallery here, it has no phone, no faculty, no library, nor is it accredited.
You have worked with her as an architect. How would you consider her?
Incompetent. She's selling herself as something that she is not. That's fraudulent.
The critics also complain that some of the players at Biosphere 2 aren't really scientists, but are New Age quacks. The offshoot of a theater group in New Mexico just a few years ago, whose members used to sit around the dining room table wearing animal masks, saying absolutely nothing, then howling at the top of their lungs.
Yes, a lot of howling.
Dr. Andrew Weil, who teaches now at the University of Arizona Medical School, has never quite gotten over one of the dinners.
I have traveled widely and seen lots of strange sights, so I'm not usually fazed by things. But it was not what I expected of a scientific research group.
Augustine dismisses criticism by saying all great science has been misunderstood.
I mean, the Biosphere ought to be applauded as an incredible American engineering achievement. I think we're a project that is looking at the bottom line of the planet.
This structure is built out in the Arizona desert.
Criticism has not kept tourists from flocking here, nor has it kept Biosphere from making extravagant new claims.
So just in the first engineering challenge, we've really moved the field quite a bit ahead.
So in plain English, you can teach NASA something.
Oh, absolutely.
But NASA's life support director gently scoffs at that claim, and the drumbeat of criticism grows louder.
I think it makes a great theme park, and if they want to represent it as that, that's fine. But what bothers me is that it has been misrepresented as science.
These people are really scary.
Do you regard this as a great opportunity that's been squandered?
Oh, yes.
Biosphere 2 is bursting with life, says Director Augustine, but bursting all around is a controversy which will not go away, whether this is a harbinger of the future or a hoax. This is Bob Fall in Oracle, Arizona, for Eye on America.
Nighttime, one of the worst times for pain. That's why you need new Ultra Strength Bengay with added power. It's the strongest Bengay ever. Fast relief from muscle aches and minor arthritis pain. With new Ultra Strength Bengay, you can say goodnight to your pain.
What entrepreneurs do is they find an idea and then they risk everything every day.
We design contemporary fashions from traditional African fabrics. We're based in Oakland, but we do a lot of business with LA and Seattle.
What I recommended for her was the AT&T Small Business Option Area Code Plan, which gives them an automatic 10% discount for 1 or 2 area codes that they call most. Every customer has a goal. What we want to do is help them to achieve that goal.
We can make a difference. AT&T. Call us.
Now arriving, track 14.
Imagine, every day, everywhere you go, with every step you take, a pillowy cushion of softness. That's Dr. Scholl's unique 2-layer air pillow insoles. 1 layer for shock, 1 for comfort. Dr. Scholl's air pillow insoles. You'll feel better when the doctor is in.
A certain look. It's the little things that are worth the most. Which is why every Delta faucet gives you more than you'd ever expect for the money. Giving you the money for those things you can't even put a value on. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
painful gas. Which would you choose? Your antacid or Gas-X, the tablet made for gas. It's extra strength, 100% simethicone to fight gas faster. Faster than your antacid. Fight gas right with Gas-X.
Hollywood is handing out its Academy Awards tonight. Among the nominees for Best Picture is a film with no sets, no costumes, no cinematography, not even any actors on the screen. CBS News correspondent Bill Lagatuta has the story of Beauty, the Beast, and the Oscars.
Who'd have ever thought that this could be?
Who would have thought that a cartoon could ever be nominated as Best Picture, right alongside the real-life movies?
People believe these characters just as surely as they believe in Silence of the Lambs or any of the other characters. I think the Academy is saying that, yeah, it's a real legitimate art form. We're part of the film industry now.
Welcome to my world.
In fact, animation is booming. 12 new movies are in the works. Artists who a few years back couldn't find jobs are swamped.
I'm kind of stunned by the whole thing. You know, suddenly I'm being taken out to dinner. I mean, studios are inviting me to their parties. Suddenly it's become a very wonderful thing to be an animator.
Ralph Bakshi is making animated movies with adult themes. Bill Croyer is using computers to help animate his new film with a Save the Rainforest theme, all riding the coattails of the Beast.
I think that as long as there's money to be made in animation, more people will get into it. And I think it's finding an audience.
What's up, Doc?
What does an old master think of all this new excitement? Friz Freleng gave life to a who's who of the cartoon world. He's pleased about Beauty's success, but as Best Picture?
I don't think that animation really belongs in that category. I can't compare the girl to any movie actress that I know of.
In other words, she's good, but she's no Thelma or Louise. But at Disney, Beauty and the Beast has grossed $122 million so far, and if it wins tonight, well, they couldn't draw the money faster. Such stardom, no one here seems quite prepared for.
You going to be going to the Oscars?
No, I couldn't get tickets.
There may be something there that wasn't there before. What's there at the Oscars tonight is a new enthusiasm for an old art. In a movie year featuring controversy, conspiracy, cannibalism, much of America tonight is rooting for the lovers. Bill Lagatuta, CBS News, Hollywood.
And that's part of our world tonight. If you're staying up late or getting up early, we invite you to watch the new CBS News overnight broadcast, Up to the Minute. All news, the straight stuff, the hard stuff, with Monica Gale and Russ Mitchell. Dan Rather for the CBS Evening News. See you tomorrow. Good night.
Journey to post-war Iraq, and a horrifying paper trail that tells the fate of more than 100,000 missing Iraqi Kurds.
We want to know two things. First of all, what happened to these people? Are they killed or not? Second, if they are killed, let's know where are they.
Saddam's killing fields, next time on Frontline.
It's Where You Belong, Tuesday night at 9. Funding for the McNeil-Lehrer News Hour has been provided by ODS Health Plan, the group medical plan that meets the needs of more than 600,000 Oregonians by providing a broad range of medical and dental coverage and responsive service.